Today we're moving into the third eye, the sixth chakra. Starting with some basic postures, we'll be working on the child's pose, the tiger's breath, and the downward facing dog, as well as some breathing techniques, basically all designed to open the flow of prana, energy, life force, into the sixth chakra, as well as the crown chakra. We're moving into those upper chakras. So let's start by moving into the position of the child. Let's come up on our hands and knees and bring those knees close together. You want the legs together, and then we're going to lie the body right over the torso, forehead to the mat, arms reach your side, palms are up towards the ceiling. And we're breathing into the body, feeling the breath move through the third eye into Mother Earth, creating a circle coming up through the tailbone, just visualizing that energy flowing, that kundalini energy awakening. Feel the back expand. Feel the body's connection with Mother Earth. Come up, and now we're going to open up the hips, really opening up that base and root chakra and sacral center as we curl the toes under, just stretching the feet, visualizing that energy opening up through that root chakra, flowing through the body, out through the third eye and the crown of the head. And now we're going to come up onto our hands and knees, working the tiger's breath. Visualizing that spine, getting everything moving and flowing. As we exhale, bring the chin to the chest, tuck the pelvis under, press the breath out, rounding the back on the inhale, lift the head, tilt the tailbone up towards the ceiling, and draw the breath in. Going with your natural rhythm of breath, exhaling as the chin comes to the chest, inhaling as the head lifts, letting the entire spine, pelvis, head, neck, torso, solar plexus. That whole chakra system is now working with the breath, working within your natural range of motion. Palms directly beneath the shoulders, hips right above the knees. Feeling that body really wake up, feeling the spine. Notice how good it feels when you've had enough. Really listen to your body. When you're ready, just easing back down into the position of the child, lowering the buttocks towards the heels, forehead towards the floor. You can let your arms stretch out in front of you as you hug Mother Earth, breathing that earth energy in through the body, visualizing that circle flowing down through Mother Earth. Now we're going to come up onto our hands and knees, curl the toes under, straighten the knees, pressing into the floor, into that face down dog. Downward facing dog as I stretch one heel to the floor and then the other, and then pressing back. No need to hold it for a long time. We're going to come right back down onto our hands and knees, and then ease back again into the child's pose. I'm coming down slowly, really consciously feeling the body lie over the thighs, just for a moment, just to feel that lengthening. Now back into the tiger's breath, and we're going to add to it now. So we exhale all the breath out. As we inhale, lifting the head. Now this time we're going to draw the knee towards the forehead. It doesn't matter which leg you start with. As you inhale, that leg comes back, you bend the knee and lift it up, then draw it through again towards the forehead, just going within your natural range of motion. If that knee doesn't come all the way to the forehead, no worries. You're just exploring where your body is willing to go. We're working the core, strengthening the body as we increase the flow of prana. Moving to the other leg, no need to overdo. Let that knee bend as you reach back, as though you're pointing the toes up towards the ceiling. Ideally, you're trying to think of bringing that toe all the way around and touching the top of the head. I don't think that's going to happen in my lifetime. but that's kind of what I visualize. It gets me moving in the right direction. And when you've done an even amount to both sides, you ease back into the child's pose, laying the torso over the legs, relaxing the forehead to the floor, and taking a nice resting breath. In a moment, we're going to come up into a seated position. We're going to stretch one leg out in front of you a little bit to the side, place the opposite foot right against the inner thigh, and then leaning onto that leg and stretching the opposite arm up and over. Just really feeling that yawny, stretchy breath into the lung. It's not how far you stretch. We're doing this posture to open the lung. Work to keep both sits bones even on the floor as we switch to the other leg. Pressing into the sits bone that you're stretching away from. Don't let it come up off the floor. Feel that lengthening and opening into the lung. If you need a cushion under your bent knee to be comfortable, then always do what you need to make the posture as comfortable as possible. Notice I'm switching back and forth, just enough to take a couple of nice yawny, stretchy breaths into each lung, and then switching to the other side. Use that pillow if you need to. Be aware that your sits bone that you're stretching away from needs to be pressing into the floor. Even if you feel like you're barely bending at all, that's fine. Just a gentle bend is fine. It's all about opening up the lung. It's not about how far you bend. And after this last side, ease back down into the child's pose just for a moment, just enough to take a resting breath. And then we're going to move on to another technique. Rolling onto your side, stretching the arm out underneath you so you can rest the head, or bending it back, or if you want a pillow and rest the arm forward, that's fine. Palm is in front of you. You're gently shrugging the shoulder up towards the ear on the inhale and letting it slide back on the exhale. We're opening up the upper lung, isolating the breath into that upper lung. You may notice that there's not much breath pressure at all into the lower lung because that slide of the arm and the shoulder blade opens up the upper lobes of the lungs, clearing out any stale air that can get stuck there. Try holding your arm in place and taking a breath, and notice how quickly you feel pressure into the lower lung. Slide the arm again, and notice that by sliding the arm, you're able to take in just as much breath without any pressure into the lower lung. When you're ready, rolling over on to the other side. Here you can see what it looks like from the back. My whole shoulder blade is moving up and down, making space for that breath. Notice how much more breath you have. Try holding the arm in place and taking another breath, noticing how almost immediately you get that breath pressure into the lower lung. Then slide the arm up again. Notice it's just as much, if not more breath, and there's no pressure into the lower lung. Really feeling that yawny, stretchy energy as you inhale and exhale, shrugging that shoulder. And when you're ready, rolling over onto your back, relaxing into the relaxation position. These breathing techniques create new muscle memory, increasing the natural flow of the breath into all areas of the lungs. So simply surrender and just notice how good it feels to just breathe.